Hey everyone, welcome back to Mini Bike Mike's CT70 Garage. So before I show today's video, I want to take care of a little business, and that is to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Sometime in the last day or so, we passed 2,400 subscribers, and I really do appreciate that you guys take the time to hit the button and do those sorts of things and get the notifications and follow the videos and watch the videos. And if you choose not to subscribe, but you are a regular and you come back, I appreciate that you even stop and watch them. So again, thank you, and we'll continue to put out videos and hopefully let the channel grow. Now, before today's video plays, a little heads up. I'm a knucklehead sometimes, and I'm not a mechanic. I don't really claim to be a mechanic. I'm just a guy that, takes bikes a lot of times and cleans them up and puts parts on them. And I don't fix a lot of things, especially when it comes to the engine. I am just not an engine guy. It's just something that I'm not really interested in. I don't want to spend a lot of time on a 72cc engine when for the same amount or even sometimes even less money, I can put a bigger one in. So that's why I go with a lot of the aftermarket engines. But today's video, we tore apart a Honda S65 in the last video or two ago, and it had a Piranha 140 engine in it that my son had built the bike a number of years ago, and he wanted to resurrect it and get it going again. And we had a couple issues. We didn't have any compression, and we didn't have any spark, or I didn't think we had spark. And that's where my knuckleheadness comes in sometimes. So I'm not going to say a whole lot. I'll let the video do the talking. But nobody's perfect, especially not me. And I make mistakes along the way, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And, hope you guys enjoy the video, and so keep subscribing, and I do appreciate it. Everybody have a great day. Thanks. And I feel kind of stupid, but I honestly think we had spark the entire time, just could not see it with the light on. So we probably did a lot more work there than what we needed to. I should have checked it with the lights out, but we do have fire to the plug. So and probably had it from the very beginning, even when it was still in the other bike, and just didn't see it. So anyway, let's move on, see if we can figure out the compression issue. Let me go turn my lights on. Yeah, it's got nothing really as far as compression. Doesn't blow my finger off at all. So I'm gonna pull some covers off, and let's see what's going on there. All right, so I've taken the covers off. We've got oil dripping, so we've got good oil circulation. That valve's got some clearance. That one seems really tight. I wonder if it's holding it open. See if it's got any compression now. No. All right, we're gonna pull. Oh yeah, we've got good oil flow. I think we're going to pull the head off of it just to see what we got. All right, I'm gonna clean this mess up, and then when I get ready to pull the head off, I'll bring you back. All right, so I've got it all top dead center. Got our timing marks lined up. I did check and verify that the piston is going up and down, and it does seem to be the piston's moving, so that's not our problem. I loosened all this up, obviously, just to save a little bit of time. Come over there. Okay. Didn't get a rubber mallet. I'm gonna guess there has to be a valve that is stuck. Or not stuck, but just it's not closing all the way. Uh-oh. I guess we had more washers on there than what I realized. I think one dropped and went underneath there somewhere. I'm not sure where it went. It's sliding off of there. There she goes. Yeah, there it is. Our intake is not closing. It's way open. I would have thought that in the position that we had it, it should have been closed. Yeah, see, I've got all kind of lash there, can move that, and that intake is stuck open. It is not closing. That is why we have no compression. See that gap down in there? And we've got, it doesn't have any tension on it. Oh, hit my table, lower it down. All right, I'm gonna get clean up some of this mess, get myself cleaned up, and then we'll come back and we'll pull that valve out of there and see what's going on. So I moved you over here to the bench, and we're going to go ahead and take this down and see if we can figure out what in the world's going on. right, why don't you get that little side cover off? Which one is it? It's this one, right? The intake? Yeah. Then there's a pin that runs through here that holds the rocker. You have to get an M8, what is it, an M8 by 1.25? And thread it. Ah, the whole thing's spinning. Oh, wait a minute, I think it's coming with me. Yeah. Pull that pin. The bolt just threads into the end of it. I don't want to go too tight. All right. And we can take that rocker out. And then we need to compress the valve spring, take the keepers out, and then we can pull the valve out. And I forgot to get the tools to do that. Now, somebody at some point sent me a valve compressor tool, but I'm hard-headed and I'm stuck on old-fashioned ways. I forgot to get my pick again. Hang on just a second. I got to get, I got to turn that one. And what I'm using is I've got like a 14mm wrench. And I don't know what this one is, 12mm. Oh, there it fell out. Too big. Too big, too big. I think it's just got a buildup of, oh no, it's bent. Yep, got a bent valve. Oh, get out of. Let me zoom out. Right in here. She is bent. And that was our problem. That's why we got a no compression. All right, so this video will continue. I've got to see if I can order one of those. See if I can find a intake valve for a Piranha 140. And find one of those, and I think we can get this engine to go again. I chucked it up in a drill. See how that top doesn't kind of goes back and forth? All right, not sure when this video will continue, but if I can find the right parts and get some things to put this back together, we will continue and see if we can get it to run. All right, it is the next day, and I was out here in the garage at my house working on my chainsaw, and Amazon pulled up in my driveway and delivered a package. It's hard to hold a phone one-handed. do this. Hang on a second. And look what we got. I went to buy, the intake valve, and it was going to be like 2 months before I got it. And so I got kind of looking around, and on Amazon you can buy this complete head. So sorry for the poor filming quality. Yeah, I can't even talk today. But trying to hold the phone in one hand. So that is the complete. It's even got the cam gear in there. So we're gonna go back over to the shop in the next day or so. See if we can't put that on our Piranha 140 engine and good to go. All right, everybody, we're back in the shop today. We've got our box with our replacement head. Now I went ahead after I ordered this and knew it was going to take a while to get the intake valve. I went ahead and put the old head back together with the old valve in there and so forth. That way I don't lose any of the parts. So hopefully in a few weeks when the intake valve comes in, we'll swap that back out and have a spare head, a good head. I'm curious, what are those two studs for? Oh, I know what they're for the exhaust, aren't they? They don't have them. There they are. I saw those when I opened this up a couple days ago and showed you that video. That's what those are for. All right. So let's see what parts we need to rob off of the original head to get this one to go on here. Oh, good. That's got a gasket with that cover. No head gasket, but luckily the head gasket stayed on the engine, so we're just going to go with that. We're not going to replace it. We've got the cover. The only thing I think we need to rob off of that is the little crossover tube here for the oiling. We'll need to rob that off of there, and I think other than that, we're good to go. Let's see if it fits here. Well, what am I running into already? Sorry, I'm not getting the camera's way. The pins that hold the rockers in. See it right inside there? I don't know if you can see it, but those pins are blocking the holes. I've got to take this cover off and push those pins in farther. And I don't have my Allen wrench out, so I'm going to shut you down for a second and dig my Allen wrench back out. Yeah, they just slide in there. And the cam just fell out. Oh no. Get back in there. Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. All right, seems to fit up there. We'll go put this cover back on. Okay. Where was that notch at? Didn't I say that there was a notch? Okay, no. So the notch is in the front. All right. And I do believe that that little dot right there is what we need to line up to that notch. I'm going to take this gasket off before I tear it up. So there's a little notch right here. I don't know if it's showing up in the camera. I guess I had the head turned, didn't I? That's why it was at the top, duh. And then there is a little bitty dot indention right there. Well, that is about a cheap looking cam gear, but we're gonna go with it. I don't know how replaceable, you know, if I could use the parts off of the original. Well, I know I might have run into it because it had a three bolt. Wow, we're not even close to getting that to bolt up. Not even close. Will that chain actually stretch? Boy, that chain would be tight. Guess I could loosen the cam tensioner. All right, let's see if we can turn this. What three? Okay, it goes right there. Wow, that dude is tight. I'm gonna put the cover on and put the bolts on it, and maybe we can draw it down. To put it on upside down. I think I did, didn't I? as I stated at the beginning of this video, I'm not a mechanic. I'm a little out of my realm here. Well, that was about a horrible fitting. I'm not having too much luck, guys. I am not having any luck. You may ask why that nut looks like that. My son had to grind it down to create enough clearance. That compression of the front end on that S65, it would rub these two, the wheel, the front tire would rub those. To be honest with you, I'm not real hopeful that this is going to pull that down enough to get that cam gear on there, but we're going to try it. Let's see what we have now. Go get a bigger screwdriver. There we go. Close. Now before I tighten it down, oh yeah, this has been rotated. We're about 1 tooth. Yeah, we're pretty close. Is it going? Yeah, I think it's gonna go. Yeah, there we go. Well, we got it. Well, let's see. Make sure it does a revolution here. It doesn't. Okay. I think we're all right. Well, let's take the covers off and wow, nothing was tight on this thing. They just hand, if you get one of these, make sure you go through and, of course, you'll want to take this off to double check everything anyway, but make sure you do it all tight. Where did I do with the bolt that goes there? There it is. Let's put that in before I forget. Yeah, you can tell by how much thread is sticking out that they're really backed off. You guys probably aren't. See how much thread is sticking out right there? That'll tell you right away that they're backed off. Oh, perfect. Feels just about right. Yep, this one's the same way. I'm holding the center part from turning as I tighten down the lock nut. Good. All right. So I feel comfortable with those. All right. I think I'm going to skip ahead here. I'm going to put these covers on. I got to make sure everything is tight. Tighten down this cover over here. Put that crossover tube for the oiler. I'll need to add some oil. And I may add some oil just to the top end right there real quick too. May add a little oil, add some oil to the engine where we lost oil. Get a carburetor and do some things. And when I bring you guys back, I'm gonna button this up and then I'm gonna bring you guys back when we're getting closer to ready to fire it up. So I've got everything pretty much buttoned back up. I went ahead and put the intake and carb that were on the engine when I took it off of the bike. The slide is stuck inside the carburetor, so I'm going to yank it off of here. Let's just real quickly see if we can resuscitate the carburetor and get it to work. And if not, then we'll pull a carburetor off the shelf or something and see if we can get this thing to fire up. But I thought we would first maybe attempt to try and use the carburetor that was on the thing, and hopefully with a little bit of a cleaning. I'm not going to take the time to ultrasonic clean it, maybe later on down the road or something. But so anyway, let me get this off of here, get it over to the bench, and we'll take it apart. I've got the carburetor back on. I put a throttle cable on it. I hooked up a little fuel line IV bag here. How you turn it on? That way. Let's see if fuel will go to the carburetor. We've got fuel going to the carb. Let's put a spark plug in it. Carb's not leaking, that's good. Spark plug wire. Put all that over there out of the way. Nothing grounding out to ground our coil out. Give it a little choke. Well, I may have to kick it. Well, wrong way. It's got so much compression, I can't kick it. Hang on just 1 second. This old drill is getting just about wore out. Come on, turn over. Took the nut off of it. Nope. All right, let me get set up here, and we'll have to try it again. All right, I have thrown the engine, just stuck the bolts loosely in it, just got it in a frame of a CL70. I've just got it. This bike has had an aftermarket engine in it before, so it had a wiring harness, so I've got it hooked up. Key on, give it some choke. Choke. Took the long road to get there, but I think maybe we have a usable engine again. And when this engine before was in that S65, I mean, that bike would fly. It would, 70 mile an hour was no trouble for it. So I think I will grab that bike back, put this engine back in there, and give him something a little bit better to ride, because like I said, I was really disappointed. If you watch the previous video on the black Honda S65, and I bought a 140 engine that just didn't act like it performed like a 140. It seemed more like a 125. So anyway, guys, thanks for following along. A lot of mistakes along the way as far as, checking for spark and doing some things, but we finally got it. I'm not a mechanic. This part of that type of the repairs, I'm really not a fan of it. I don't really like working on the engines. I much prefer just the bolting on the parts and the aesthetics part and getting them to look nice and those sorts of things. But anyway, I appreciate you following along, laughing with me along the way, watching my mistakes. So everybody have a great day. See you on the next video.